Coach, what was the energy level like?
It was good. It should be the first day. It's with some new schemes, offensively, and some new coaches out there. So we had, I thought we had really good energy, and we benefit now with the new rules of being able to meet a little bit during the week. So from an installation standpoint, we've had a couple 3 weeks since recruiting for coaches to install offensively and defensively during the weeks, and quarterbacks have done a good job on their own in 7-on-7s and things like that. So with that, we're probably a little bit further ahead for the first day than I would have expected, but the energy level was good, the tempo was good, and I thought it was good.
What has Trevor Knight already brought to this team from a leadership standpoint?
Well, I think it's been good. I think he and Jake have done a nice job here during the what we call phase one, the winter workouts. There's a time when coaches can be with you, but really, the leaders and the quarterbacks have to run the 7-on-7s and some of the team-led workouts. We're the same thing on defense with. We've got veteran safeties back there and some guys like that. So I think he and Jake have done a nice job, through the winter workout period with installations, and then now today it's been good. But it's new for both of them. It's different terminology, but I think they've done a nice job.
What about an AJ Hilliard update and maybe any players?
AJ is on medical. He's done. He's done playing. He got hurt and he just couldn't recover from his last injury, so he is medically exempt. I don't know, what's the term?
He'll stay in
medical
scholarship.
Medical scholarship. He'll stay in school and graduate. Yes, sir.
Is any other players not able to participate in spring drills because of any kind of injuries coming off surgery or anything?
Oh yeah, there's a number of guys over there. That Donovan Wilson had shoulder surgery. Justin Dunning. A couple guys that Riley Garner. You saw that happen in the bowl game. The knee. Those are probably the biggest names that will miss spring football. Keaton Sutherland had a shoulder that was repaired. He played the last part of the year, so those guys will miss spring football, and then which is a lot less than a year ago. But those are probably the impact players or the guys that have played a lot of football for us. And Donovan will heal up, and looking at him today, he was over 200 pounds for the first time. So he just needs to get healthy, but all those guys will be back with us in June and be ready to go.
Any update on Deshaun Washington and Manning? I don't think we've gotten anything official on those two. Are they still?
Deshaun Washington is no longer here.
Okay. And
Manning's in school.
Okay.
Medical.
That is a medical.
Okay.
He's a
Yeah,
medical.
I just think we didn't have.
Yeah, no, he was medical, and Deshaun Washington is no longer here.
Are there any guys working at different positions?
Not yet, no. I mean, today we just, particularly offensively, we started to put some guys, we're trying to figure out, get guys in their offense, and so not give them a bunch. Defensively, I would say right now, no. There's nothing, not a Brandon Williams.
No plans to?
No, not. How about that today, huh? He ran pretty well. Good showing. It's good for him, but really nothing yet, and probably won't be if we do anything. Probably won't be till after spring break. So we'll have 6 practices, before spring break. We've got 3 this week. We're in shorts again Wednesday, Friday in full pads. And then we'll go Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday we'll probably scrimmage just a little bit before we get on spring break. So, by that time we'll have a pretty good idea of if we're going to do something with moves and things like that. Want to leave people in a position really for these first couple of weeks for those 6 practices, and then assess where we are.
What's it like having a junior and a senior competing for starting quarterback as opposed to freshman and sophomore?
It's all right.
You've had to...
It's all right. It's good. They're mature guys. They're handling things pretty well. They're for older guys, they're still new guys. So but they've been around. They're older. They handle things probably a little bit different than younger guys, but they've been through more. You got 2 guys that have been to a couple different schools. Jake's been to, this is his 3rd stop. And so they know who each other is. They knew who they were before they got here. So I think they've done a nice job, as I said, in the winter conditioning, of kind of taking a leadership role and filling the void that we needed.
What's been the biggest difference with Coach Mazzoni on campus as offensive coordinator?
We only had one practice, so
far.
Yeah, so far, we'll see. I think that the terminology is a lot different. I think anytime there's a little bit of change in terminology, you tend to get people's interest in a little bit quicker. Got to pay more attention to what's happening. You could see that today. There's some guys that trying to kind of mixing up signals from a year ago, but there's some blend. I think that there's just a difference in installation. So, we've got I think it's a combination of 2 things. You've got 2 new coaches, really on offense, and up front with Jimmy Turner, who's been here before, who's done a nice job, and so the terminology that for everybody to learn really in the last week with the new coaches has brought everybody to kind of a sense of urgency to get to today, and we're starting a little bit early, but it was good today. You couldn't tell it was February 29th today. Was it 75, 80 degrees out there? So, we caught a break today with the weather, and it's a leap year. Maybe we'll get one more practice since it's the 29th. Nobody will figure that out.
I imagine there's a lot of overlap because of your similar backgrounds between what you guys have done offensively and what Noel does. That said, what are some of the differences and philosophically that he brings to this coaching staff?
I think that he's been able to be consistent wherever he's been as an offensive coordinator, and kind of utilize the pieces that he has. Whether there's from running backs to receivers to tight ends, whatever he's got. So, we've known each other a long time, and he understood what we had piece-wise, and he was excited to get here and to get to work today. And I think to answer the question earlier about moving people around, I think it's important for us to figure out what our guys can do, and our coaches also, since we've got new coaches, to get guys in the right place and let them play instead of just jumping them around all over the place, either offensively or defensively. Assess where they are, and then try to play to our strengths, which is what we had a discussion about at the beginning, when we hired him. And so, to be fair to our guys, let's keep them in a place for a while, see what they can do, see if that fits them, and then go from there.
Where does he stand on tempo on where he wants it?
We were really fast today, and I don't think it was fast enough. So we're moving very quickly, and that's a good thing. So like I said, we've got guys that are used to have been used to a fast tempo. I think it helps us. That's who we are. We're better off doing that, and we were practicing like that today.
Where are you at with H-back, tight end / Liz and Davis? Where's that position at moving forward?
I don't think I can comment on what happened yesterday. So it's kind of a trap deal. But you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, and Tanner Short, yeah, you bet. And we want to, obviously we want to utilize those surfaces. And Tanner Short was doing a nice job today. He's played a lot of football here on special teams in the back end. He'll get his opportunity this spring to show what he can do in that position, which he was, one of those guys before the departure of Jordan Davis. So obviously that becomes a piece that we need. He's going to get some looks. We're going to practice our offense. We're going to have an opportunity to have a young man come in here this summer that's played, and so obviously we want to be able to practice and add those surfaces to our offense, which is something that we discussed, not just in the open field, but short yardage and possibly the utilization of some defensive players at those positions in short yardage. So, which should be no surprise since that's kind of that's what Noel did at UCLA. So, we're going to utilize our players and give some guys some chances and to add some surfaces and some blocking. I probably won't get to that this spring, but certainly during fall camp.
Coach, what was it about Jim Turner that proved to you he needs to be the guy to come back here?
No, I've known Coach Turner, for a long time, and when he was here previously, and so it was a situation where timing is everything, and we interviewed 6 or 7 guys, and they were all really good. Every one of them was really good. But when it got down to specifics, and I thought what we needed from a recruiting standpoint, from a knowledge standpoint, and from a juice standpoint, you had all 3 of those. Some guys, you've heard it before, some guys have knowledge, but they don't have any juice. Some guys get juice, but they don't have a lot of knowledge. Then you add the recruiting piece in there. It became evident to me in the interview he had all 3, and so we're happy he's here. He's hit the ground running, and I think he can really help us and make a difference.
How much did his players that you coached reach out to you during the interview process?
Do you know something? Yeah, there's a bunch of them that call me. So, yeah, I had a bunch of calls and texts, which really helps. But you'd be surprised. When you got jobs open, you'll be surprised who calls you. I had a text from Dan Marino. I've never met the man in my life. So, about another coach, but that's a whole nother story. Somehow they find your number and they get a hold of you. I was like, cool, that's Dan Marino.
Say that one.
Well, I don't know. It probably changed it.
No,
no, it's just that it's who it is. So, you get a lot of different texts. You'll get a lot of different guys, but through that process, particularly when you've got a couple jobs open in the manner that we had, you get different people reaching out to you, but ultimately, you've got to make decisions based on what's best for your program and what the best fit at that time is. And without a doubt, this time, Jimmy Turner was the best fit for us.
Have some of the young guys like Richard Moore, have they made significant physical or weight gains?
I don't know that would be the case. You just, we've had really a month of lifting. We came back to school the 20th of January. So we've had really a week of testing, and after 21 days, 3 weeks off from the bowl game. So we had a week of testing, and a lot of those guys didn't do anything after last season for 20 days. But a week of testing and really 4 weeks of lifting.
Do y'all have targets on what?
Yes,
guys like,
we do.
For instance, could you share what you want?
No.
More? All right.
I'll be able to talk about that probably at the end of the spring. So, from target weights, from a lot of different things that we're doing now that are different. They're different for different people based on percent body fat, everything else, and where they are strength-wise. What we have to do is continue with a freshman, a young guy. The first thing that he needs to do is get stronger, not gain a bunch of weight. And so he needs to keep his speed and become stronger, and that's what's going to help him stay healthy.